Alright, welcome back people. Gonna do a little voiceover of me doing some jiu-jitsu over at Bangtao MMA, Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA over in Phuket, and just kind of talk you through some jiu-jitsu stuff. If you're watching this might be deadly boring for you, or you might be slightly interested, you might learn something, and this is just a good way for me to actually analyze me training and kind of take something from it. You'll see me spar two guys. One of them is this guy who's clearly about 10 or more years older than me and more experienced, but I managed to defend pretty well. And as the guys I was with say, I was in deep water most of the time, but managed to survive. You can see them watching over there in the back behind the mats. Had the pleasure of a good guy, good friend filming for me. So you're going to see me jump in. He's going to go straight for a single leg. I'm going to jump stupidly and get smacked down. I'm going to try to do an okay job of here just to get some space, keeping a leg there so that he can't climb over my body and get into full mount. He's going to do a pretty good job of trying to get in there, that's for sure. I'm just trying to keep my quad there as close to his body as possible so that he can't climb over. You're going to see him climb right over though, anyway, unfortunately. And then here the deep war commences. You see he gets the hooks in. He's going to try basically pin me down as long as he can so that he can start trying to work around some of the top body. It's a pretty uncomfortable position here. He's going to try to get some stuff in my head, but I'm going to luckily pivot up and get onto my feet. At which point I'm driving my hips up so that I can try to create some space and hopefully get my hips through his legs and get into full mount myself. The reason that I don't stand up too close with my legs close to him is because he can grab my legs and basically push me to the ground. So I'm trying to really put all my weight through my head and my shoulders onto his body and then use my arms to try to get a leg out, and bang, I'm out. I'm going to grab a leg, he's going to go straight back for it, he's going to try armbar me, I'm going to spin around to get out of it. I'm going to try to see if I can get a bit of a triangle slightly on his head, but it's not going to work. Use again the quads and the legs to get through. He's going to try leg lock me, I'm going to flip over to get out of it. Bang, I'm back in top position. And again, trying to keep fairly balanced, try to put my weight on him as much as I can. I'm going to sit back down. He's got that closed guard, legs around me locked. I'm going to use my arm to try at least and break out, but he's going to have his feet pretty locked on his ankles. Again, I'm using my other arm to drive into his neck just to make it as uncomfortable as possible. He's going to grab onto my leg to keep stop me from basically jumping up and trying to roll in or out of it. He's going to keep me there. I'm going to use my other hand, as you see, sneakily trying to break his leg. I'm going to sit back to do that, but unfortunately I kind of end up giving him full mount. But I'd sort of break out of it, and he just unfortunately uses his weight to keep me there. So I'm back to this deep war position. He's trying to get a bit of a kind of like a headlock on me somewhat. It's definitely not a comfortable position, but you just got to be, the whole thing with jiu-jitsu is you got to breathe and survive. I'm trying to use my hips here to drive up, create a bit of explosive power in order to effectively create some space so I can slip out. I'm trying to be very careful with my hands to protect my neck so that he doesn't basically choke me. And you see my legs again, I'm trying to get my feet as close to my butt, because the closer my feet are there, see, I can jump and I can push him up, push his hips up. And every time I push him up like that, he's having to balance, which gives me space. Now I'm going to go onto my front here. He's going to have my back, which many would recommend you use a bad position, and I would tell you it's also a bad position when someone has your back. But personally, I like to, I feel pretty safe here. I feel like I can defend pretty well. I can just kind of sit onto my feet and sort of chill out somewhat and breathe slightly better than when someone's on top of my stomach and stopping me from breathing. So here I'm just holding his weight. I'm going to try to see if I can kind of roll out of it somewhat, just distributing my weight. Again, he's trying to choke me the entire time, and I'm just using my arms to defend as best I can. You can see even he's just kind of chilling at this point. He's climbing up my body towards my head. He's going to try to pin my arm here with his leg, and just put all his weight on me to make it as uncomfortable as possible again. He's not really getting any chokes here, but this guy's not good, he's very good, but he's struggling to close. Again, I'm going to try to use my hips and stuff most likely here to try and drive out, but he's going to try to stop me by, as you can see, his feet are hooking under my knees. And that's an attempt to pin me down. I'm going to try to pop out again, which is not going to quite work. I'm trying to get as much leverage, bring my feet as close to my butt as possible. Again, just defending with the hands as much as I possibly can. Not very comfortable. He's going to try kind of lock one of my arms. He's going to see here, I'm just eyes closed, chill, breathing, calm, in my lane, relaxed. He's going to try go for that triangle from kind of top. This was a pretty nasty position, but again, I just kind of roll out. Luckily, I'm okay. Looks nasty, but I'm honestly fine. And then I think that was the end of the round. Survived, dap him up, say thank you, and move on. All right. Next was this guy. This guy was really good, and he's quite, you know, in a polite way, he was on the heavier side, and so that meant kind of getting my legs around him and moving around him and generally moving him around. Like when he weighs 20 kilos more than I do, it's hard. He's going to go for a leg. I'm going to kind of defend. Now ideally what I want to do is take him down here, keep top position, but that's not always easy. He's going to kind of give it to me and fall to the ground, and I'm going to go straight and take his back. I managed to get one hook in so that as he rolls over, I managed to keep his back. I've got a seatbelt grip on him, so left hand's around his around the neck, the other one's under the arm. I'm going to sort of go for this full mount, climb on top of him. He sees the camera, pretty funny. I'm trying to control the head, I'm trying to put my weight on him as much as I can. He's going to unfortunately push me back up. Again, I should have probably put my weight on him more or positioned myself better. But still, we're in sort of close guard here. Again, you see I was sort of like struggling to get my legs around him, like, you know, big dude. To close guard, he's going to try to stand up. I think I'm going to try to grab his, I'll probably try, oh okay, I'm doing this apparently. I'm going to grab his legs and try to like pull them towards me to push him down. I managed to pivot out with one leg, back to close guard. He manages to get side control annoyingly. Back to, now I'm back in this kind of deep wall position where I'm just got someone basically lying on top of me. He gets to full mount, pretty clean from him. And I'm back to trying to defend with my hands basically. Again, you see me kind of bring the feet as close to the butt as possible to try to pop out as much as I can. He's going to try to go for that armbar, not quite get it. I'm going to grab his leg. I can't remember what this thing's called with my legs, what I'm doing, where I'm kind of locking one of his legs. I think if I tried to go for two legs, it'd be a bit ambitious and he'd probably just out-technique me. So I'm just trying to focus on one thing at a time here, see if I can pin him down, and we're back to refresh this round. Okay. So again, I'm sort of trying to just lock down one of his legs and see if I can work from there. He's going to get me in that kind of north-south where, you know, my head is virtually in his crotch. I'm going to try to see if I can get onto my stomach and push out slightly without giving him my back too much. You can see that if he was smart, he could have spun around on my that arm and given me an armbar, but he didn't, luckily. So again, I'm just going to scramble around, try and survive. Some decent music in the background, keeping me hyped, keeping me going. Just surviving this very deep water of not being able to breathe properly. He's going to take my back. You see me just like struggling there, Jesus Christ. Now this is the unfortunate reality of Jiu-Jitsu. It's not always the most exciting, and I'm back to this position where he's basically got my back, and I'm having to just survive. Deep breaths. I'm holding the back of my head there just to protect my neck. Again, putting my hands there just to, you know, protect myself as much as possible. Takes my back again. Absolute monster. He's going to try to go for that rear naked. I'm going to defend with the hands. I managed to just about, I think, fight it off if you can't see it too well. Try to bring my weight around, see if I can turn towards him. This is a pretty nasty position, like, he was close, but he gives up, luckily. So again, I'm back to my knees. He's got my back. I believe I managed to pop out here pretty well. Yeah, again, he kind of gives it to me here. I feel like he could have done a better job. I'm going to twist back. He's got me in full mount again. He's going to get knee on belly. Try and go for an armbar maybe. I'm going to push out, nice. Try to lock down one leg and see if I can get him down like that. Doesn't quite work, but again, just try to defend as best I can. And then it's kind of, I think, the last couple of minutes here, just mainly just a bit of defense. Kind of ends up being a massive stalemate. Yeah, I kind of reset. And I think this is pretty much it. But yeah, training here, bloody tough, man. It's like 30 degrees plus. Your heart's pumping, you're sweating like a motherfucker. And you just got to survive. Like, when you first get out to Thailand and you're training, it's just absolutely brutal. But you'll honestly love it if you're out here training hard. And there we go. Enjoy.